everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all those who have tuned in for today's session, JIBS Conversation Series, and the session topic is Work from Home, a Boon or Bane. So before we get into the depths of this matter, I'd like to now first introduce myself. I am Bhavya Chhabra, currently working as an assistant lecturer at JIBS Institute of Behavioral Sciences, and I will be facilitating and hosting today's show. We have with us the one and only Dr. Sahni, who is the Principal Director at JIBS Institute of Behavioral Sciences, and he's also been a visiting scientist, has traveled across the globe lecturing and delivering many talks. It's an absolute honor and privilege to have you with us today, sir.
Thank you.
So to talk a little more about the topic today, we will be covering some highlights about the contextual relevance of working from home, so its significance and relevance, particularly work-life balance, does it even exist, and also about hybrid model. Let's apprise our enthusiastic audience on pros and cons of working from home and its mental health challenges as well. Now that we know that, COVID-19 forced all the companies and even educational institutions, the employers, they had to return back home. The world had a big moment, and this work-life balance, it was on stake. It was a sudden transition. What is your take on it?
I think we have learnt a lesson over the period that work from home is a boon. Why I'm saying that no wonder, now just to give a small example of law firms, they realized that why they need to have an expensive office when people can work from home and they are contributing in the same manner what they were doing it initially. They're trying to save, the new concept all over the world is they're trying to save, money on offices. No wonder, the rental prices of the offices have gone down all over the world because people have realized about it. Second, there's a lot of flexibility because it's not necessary I have to get up at a particular time, I have to report at the office at a particular time, and now I can work even when everybody is sleeping at home, and I can still work depending upon my requirements or my company's requirement. So I particularly feel that we have learnt a lesson that we all can work from home. Even, one of the most difficult is like medical consultation. But that is also, people are doing it very effectively. I won't say 100%, but at least 80%. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the physical contact which we used to assume and think that it is important for our performance, we have all learned that was a myth.
Understood, sir. Very rightly highlighted. My next question is about the demerits. So the demerits of working from home, like we do understand that, it's sometimes even pretense. We think that working from home does give us some relaxation, some respite. However, it is, the drudgery of work. You need to wake up the next morning and also have this, there is this monotonous work routine. So how do you cope, and, what are the demerits of working from home then?
On a lighter note, if I would like to start, the demerit is my wife doesn't want to see me for 24 hours. So as probably me, if I say so. Similarly, my children probably are fed up or meeting us every day for such a long hours. So on a personal note, I would say that all of us, we are jumping on each other's toes, and then we are trying to see faults in each other, and that is not very healthy. Earlier, my wife or I, we didn't know that when we are leaving, what we are doing. Now, all of us, we know what other person is doing. That confidentiality issue is missing a little bit. Second, depending upon how big house you have or working space you have at home, because if you husband, wife, both are working, if you have 2 kids, that at least you require a 4-bedroom house where every individual is working at the same time. But if you have a smaller houses, definitely there are certain issues that, somebody says, hey, I could not work because your voice or you were shouting. So those things are there. Third is that, which I feel the major issue is that people say that social distancing. I think it's a wrong word, it should be physical distancing, but I want socially people to be there, because social learning is a very important factor for our growth and development. If social learning is not there, where I understand my emotions and I try to understand other person's emotion, those are missing at the moment. So I am surrounded by my family only, I'm learning or I'm interacting only with them. So my interaction, physical interaction, is pretty less. Although the online platforms are replacing those, which are doing well. I might say that initial lockdown, then we were thinking, hey, what we are going to do? We were not sure that the online platforms, we can talk to people, we can meet to people. But these days, because I believe every Indian is having a smartphone, they can interact with each other and they can meet. But yes, social learning is missing at the moment.
Very rightly highlighted, sir, about social learning, and about something that you said was very relevant about, how World Health Organization highlighted the difference, and it's very important, the difference between physical distance and social distance. Very rightly said. So, sir, we have understood the flip sides, that is the benefits and so the pros and cons of working from home. My next question is, what is your take on the hybrid model?
That is the answer. That is the best thing. I would say all of us have to move on to the hybrid model, whether it is education, whether it is investigative agencies, whether it is when I say investigative agencies, that why can't I file an FIR online? Why I need to go to the police station, as we know that many people are reluctant to go to the police station. Similarly, why I need to the government hospitals and stand in long queues. When my turn will come, while sitting at home or on my bed, I can talk to the doctor. You name anything, I think we can do it online. Yes, wherever it is required, if a person is able to visit physically, they can do that as well. Very important thing is that if I talk about education, the most of the evidences till today says that online education is highly effective. Now the new research says that it is even more effective than the physical one. You know why? Because in physical setting you require so many things, and if let's say I teach for 1 hour, approximately the effective learning is only for 30 to 35 minutes. But when I'm online, in 1 hour, I can do it for 40 to 45 minutes. But we need to learn new pedagogical techniques. Why I'm saying that is, let's say the span of attention, if I'm watching a particular screen, is not going to be more than 10, 12, 15, 20 minutes, because this is with every human being. I need to learn that if there's someone who is pedagogically, the teacher should stop teaching every after 12, 13, 14 minutes and give them certain exercises, maybe a paper pencil exercise, so that these people, are not having any kind of a boredom, so that they can start. Similarly, we can, offer them a quiz, we can ask questions. But yes, one thing I would say, whether hybrid or not hybrid, but when we are online, it is necessary we must open our cameras. Because when you open a camera, it's like the same thing. You are participating, you are discussing, you may arguing, you could feel those emotions, and that is required. If you are not opening your cameras, whether it is a school learning or in the employer setup, then those things are not going to be effective. Otherwise, I think hybrid is the answer.
The solution, that's right. Excellent insights on that, sir. And I totally agree, because I think you did add some personal touch to it as well. I'm sure the audience would be able to relate to a few of them as well. My next question, sir, for you is, so what is your take on work-life balance? What do the studies suggest? Has it improved?
My thought process is different than what the study is talking about. Everybody is talking about work-life balance. I being a psychologist, it's not necessary that you have to have a physical exercises, you not have to have a get-togethers, you need to travel and meet people and all that. The main thing is how well I can relax myself. Now, are we doing mental health exercises? Am I able to perceive the world as it is? Am I more realistic? You know, most of us, there is a big campaign on physical fitness. Thank you very much. It should be there. But people forget mental fitness. On an average, if you are going to spend good 20 to 30 minutes, 5 days in a week, I guarantee you, your work-life balance would be 1,000 times better than what people are talking about. Oh, I'm not able to go to clubs, I'm not able to go to pubs, I'm not able to go to the dance floor. Probably that may not be right. The point is, everything is over here. So if my thought process is, I'm happy what I'm doing, and if through my mental health or mental training, I can satisfy myself, I'll be much more productive. I'm not in line with what people are talking about work-life balance. Yes, when there was a complete lockdown, I may accept that to a certain extent. But when the lockdown is not there and Corona is still there, I'm not ready to accept that. That's my personal thinking.
All right, sir. So following the same line of thought, and actually as an afterthought, I had this question in my mind. What are the suggestions that you would give regarding this mental health training that you talked about? And how do we create and curate a better mental health experience for our employees?
You know, I'm the person as a psychologist will never suggest you do A training and don't do B training. What I would suggest these days, all of you have an access to go to the Google, just write relaxation therapies. I guarantee you there will be 300 to 400 different types of relaxation therapies are available. Try whatever you like. I'm not going to say, you know, the problem is when we attach so many things, you have to do it before lunch, after lunch, before breakfast, getting up, after brushing your teeth. That should not be there, especially into the mental training where you are absolutely free whenever you want to do it. You know, we have many kind of thing, progressive muscular relaxation training, autogenic training, hypnosis, Yog Nidra. So many trainings are available. You try anyone and it is going to work. If you don't want to go over there, even you do the simple breathing exercises, 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes in the evening, that is also going to help you quite a lot. We must understand that we are all suffering with neuroticism. What is neuroticism? Is, you know, if I'm suffering from anxiety, stress, tension, fear, phobia, worry, obsessive compulsive, suicidal tendencies, nervousness, irritability, frustration, all those kind of things we are all suffering. Maybe someone is suffering little less, somebody is suffering more. Now, this is important because especially at this point of a time, what we are talking about, our feelings aggravate, and then there is more psychosomatic issues and can go up to the psychoticism also. It is important for us to understand that how I am going to calm, control and be more relaxed and receptive. It's a very important thing.
I think even after studying psychology for years, I don't think I knew about these things what you highlighted, so I thank you for that. My very last question for you, sir, is what are the key takeaways for governments, firms and workers of this abrupt transition?
I think in most of the government setup, although the files cannot go home, but we are moving towards paperless offices, and we can work from home, and we can prepare those notes, and with the approvals can be given. So let me tell you that government, I really feel that if there is not able to run their offices properly, even certain state governments, we have seen that almost 100 of where people used to go to the offices for licenses for certain issues, now that has been done it online. Just to give you a small example, even you can get a learner license online. So it's possible, those kind of things. So initially it was not. We have all learned, the government has also learned, and they have opened so many portals for these kind of facilities. Private is enjoying it, let me tell you. Why? Because as I said earlier, that they need not to spend much or more money into the physical spaces. These days, the corporate houses you go, their lobbies are excellent, and probably it's not required anymore. They can save on electricity, they can save on a lot many facilities which they are providing. I think everything is manageable. Let me tell you, it's very few services which you really have to provide physically. Otherwise, according to my calculation, 85 to 90% things can easily be sorted out through online.
I'd like to now thank all our viewers and of course Dr. Sanjeev P. Sahni, Principal Director of Jindal Institute of Behavioral Sciences. I think he highlighted very important pointers, and definitely as a key takeaway for me personally would be staying courageous, very calm and composed about the current prevalent times. We need to work together collectively and move the wheels of life together so that we can be successful. We can fight this battle together. For all the viewers, feel free to comment, given your feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. I hope you all had this informative session and I hope you all enjoyed. Till we come back with another episode of Conversation series, stay safe, stay healthy, and toodles.